Welcome to a Market Matters weekly video. Sean, you recently put out a dividend report on your three favourite dividend stocks being Bank of Queensland, Commonwealth Bank and the other was Telstra. All seem to be performing quite well. What's your updated view on all three stocks, given you put that out a couple of weeks ago now?
Well, 2 weeks isn't really going to change that view, Nick. I think they're great stocks. I think CBA is still arguably one of the best banks in the world and probably the best bank here. All the analysts for years have been saying, it's overpriced, it's the worst bank, and it still carries on to be the best performer, give or take a swing. It's a great bank. It's now well and truly above where we bought it. We bought it at bad levels, to be realistic, X months ago. It's paid its dividend, it's almost at all-time highs. Yeah. Telstra, 12-month highs today. 12-year highs today. Bank of Queensland's come back very slightly, but it's paid its dividend. And what's happening for the people that don't fully understand that, ANZ, Westpac and NAB, they've all gone ex-dividend in the last week. People are selling those stocks and moving on to the next lots of dividends. So, obviously CBA and Telstra will pay their dividends in the next year, and that's where people are going. Australians are very, very hungry for dividends.
Sure. I thought the next thing I'd talk about would be gold. You made a bit of a big call the other day in saying that you will think that Newcrest will outperform, or potentially outperform, CBA over the coming months. And we've seen a bit of, up and down in the gold space in the last few days. Are you sticking to that call? What are you saying?
Sometimes it's good to make a call which makes people raise their eyebrows and think you're crazy. Let's clarify one thing. I don't think Newcrest Mining is in the same league as CBA as a company, and it shouldn't be mentioned in the same breath. But I threw that out there as a flippant comment, but also a bit of a serious tongue-in-cheek comment. I think over the next 3 or 4 months, not month or day, that Newcrest Mining will outperform CBA. I do, because I think we're going to see low in gold, which I don't think's in place yet. And I think what happened last night is showing you. We've got increased volatility, gold down 30, up 20, down 26. It's getting choppy. It's looking for a low. People are starting to panic. The stocks are up or down 5% a day. That normally starts to show you increased volatility. We're going to get a low. Conversely, CBA is pushing up towards all-time highs. I think we'll see all-time highs from it. Yeah. But I think what we're going to see, as you know, in the bigger picture, is a fairly big pullback in the market. CBA will come back with that pullback. Newcrest will go up with the improvement in the gold price. Hence my view that Newcrest will outperform CBA. It's not actually one that I would ever sell my CBA to buy Newcrest. Yeah. But if I was looking for a trade in the next 3 months, I'd be waiting to buy the gold stocks. Regis Resources and Newcrest Mining, I think, will put good lows in place in the next 4 weeks, and I will buy one of the two of them for a trade.
Yeah. Awesome. Now, the other thing is iron ore. Now, you claim to be a bit of an iron ore bear. Spot price is about 75 at the moment. Now, we saw Fortescue get below $3 today, $2.99 was the intraday low. We sold that at $6 and have traded a couple of times since. Will you be looking for a little bit of a flutter in that stock, maybe a little bit lower than where it is now, sometime soon?
I would say, Nick, first thing is that I'm not a bit of a bear. I have been a very, very significant and aggressive iron ore bear for the last 6 months. As you say, we sold our Fortescue above $6 and we bought it twice for a trade, not for an investment, and twice we got a nice 10-15% bounce very quickly. I've been saying again, if it gets down to 290, I think it'll have a bounce. But this time, I'm probably not going to get involved. Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised to see go a lot lower. And what concerns me is I look at Vale, the biggest iron ore producer in the world in the US. It's now trading down to the equivalent of where Fortescue is at $1.20. Yep. So the Australian iron ore producers are actually doing better than the other ones around the world. The Australian second tier iron ore producers like MGX and Atlas Iron, they look like they're going to go broke. Because if we go down to 60 or 50 dollars a ton in iron ore, it's a real problem for these companies, including Fortescue. They're going to be losing a lot of money month in, month out. And today we have one of the large American merchant banks come out and predict prices significantly lower for iron ore, and bang, the overseas selling comes in and the stocks get hammered.
And the last thing I thought I'd ask you for subscribers is, you did put an alert out yesterday saying you were selling your Ansell, and you did sell Flight Centre and ANZ last Thursday. Now, what you said in that alert yesterday is you were selling because you were leveraged the market, not necessarily you thought Ansell was not the place to be at this point in time. Now, could you further elaborate on the reason why you did that for some people that might not understand that?
Sure. This is something we're trying to really improve with the service, is that I run a portfolio and I'm more aggressive than most people in my trading, and we're going to improve Hickman's position so you can actually see what I call a long-term trade short-term trade, etc., etc. So when the market went down towards 5100, I went very, very long. So in effect, I had a margin loan, to call it old-fashioned terms. I was, if $1 million portfolio, I had $2 million worth of stock. I was geared to the long side. All I'm saying at the moment is I believe the market is heading towards a major top. I don't think it's actually in place yet, but I'm starting to take off my leverage. I'm taking off my gearing. So I'm not selling CBA yet, but I've got to sell some stock.
Yeah.
I've got too much stock where I think we're close to a high. So I'm simply choosing the stocks that I think, okay, that's enough. It's made some money. It's paid me a dividend.
Yeah.
I'll take a step back.
Awesome. Thanks for that very lengthy and insightful update, Sean.
Pleasure.